Here we go. Well, everyone, I'm back and I finished Star Wars Outlaws. If you're wondering, this video is very specifically towards this video here. I made this video after 10 hours of gameplay of Star Wars Outlaws. It was my initial opinions, thoughts, and wow! Go check out that comment section. I reply to every single one of you, so don't feel like you're left behind. If you want to comment on this video or the next video, I will reply. But let's touch base on some things. So before we get into it, this is what we're going to cover in this video. So in this video, there's been so much unjustified hate for Star Wars Outlaws, and I want to really talk about it. I want to seriously talk about it because it makes no sense to me. It makes none at all. But also, I want to talk about the comment section of the previous video, the pros and cons. A lot of 80% of people, 60% of people were quite understanding of both sides of the coin. The other percent, wow, guys, it's not that serious. It's not that serious. But anyway, every comment's a comment. You know, I'll take the interaction. I don't care. I'm more than happy to talk about it. If you want to talk anything of the latest games, I'm here for you. It's what I do. Also, I want to discuss some personal opinions. And finally, I finished the game. So now I have my foundations to stand on. So let's talk about it. So right now, Star Wars Outlaws, I'm not going to lie, sales aren't great. And I get it. I get it. This game is not for everyone, guys. It's not for everyone. I get it. But the hate, the unjustified hate towards this game is insanity. It is insane. So many comments have just been talking about this game's trash. Why? Because it's made by Ubisoft. Okay, what does that matter? Oh, because the last game's been terrible. I'm going to put it out here right now. I am going to say thank you very much to Ubisoft for allowing me to play Star Wars Outlaws. I am part of the Ubisoft partnered program. I am not sponsored. Underline that. Put in, edit some text. I don't care. I am not sponsored. They gave me the game. They gave me little nicks here. All it is marketing, guys. That's all it is. My opinions are still my own. Does every single game win that they make? No. No. They don't. Okay, a little bit of a backtrack. Let's go back. Skull and Bones. Look at this. Look at this package I got from Ubisoft for Skull and Bones. Did I enjoy it? Unfortunately not. We all kind of saw that coming. It's unfortunate. Yes, wasn't everyone's cup of tea, but no, I did not enjoy Skull and Bones. Far Cry 6. I love the Far Cry franchise. Love it. Did I enjoy it? No, I feel like all the budget was on the main villain and the rest of the game kind of fell flat. However, Far Cry 3, Far Cry 4, Far Cry Primal, love it. Stunning. My favorite Far Cry games, honestly. Assassin's Creed 1, Brotherhood, Revelations, just whatever, fantastic. However, Odyssey, Origins, and Valhalla, not my cup of tea. Too big of an open world, too much to do. I work a full-time job. I don't have the hours to smash into an Assassin's Creed game that big. That's me. I hope you have some understanding now. I am not sponsored. These are my opinions. If you're just watching this video thinking, what's all the hate about? I'll tell you, we're gonna touch on the comments right now, and you're gonna understand why. So let's go straight into the more negative comments. Now, I also want to make sure that you have an understanding that none of this is pointing anyone out. I don't care. Like, you commented, thank you so much for commenting. It means you attempted to watch the video or you watched all the way through. And to me, that's everything. That's all you could have done. And now you're giving me your opinion. However, let's go through it. This is the same copy and paste game that Ubisoft makes. And first off, you are a sponsored content creator from Ubisoft. No, I'm not. That's all we need to know. You probably liked Skull and Bones as well. I didn't. Okay, Skull and Bones wasn't for everyone. And it wasn't for me. The glazing is criminal. Give it a go, he says. Lol, 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 the game's shit. I guarantee you have not played it. The amount of people that watched one trailer and saw a couple bad scenes and then just dismissed the whole game, or the fact it was made by Ubisoft, who make bangers. They make good games. They do. I mean, no one can dispute they don't. Even if you have to go all the way back to the first Assassin's Creed 2, or first Assassin's Creed 2, they still made banger games. They still did. They are one of the biggest gaming developers for a reason. I have this game and it is bad. You're the one that's wrong. You, sir, are justified. You gave the game a go. You gave it a go, you didn't like it, that's fair enough. Thank you very much for telling me your opinion. That's fine. No stress at all. See, that is a comment that is justified and I really appreciate it. That's just it. But there were so many negative comments. This one especially, I'm going to put a side-by-side comparison here because this one said, there's absolutely no way you just compared this game to Uncharted. Have you seen the exploration in this game? The grappling, the movement, the gunplay. There is so much that is compared to Uncharted. Did they take that inspiration? I don't know. Maybe. Possibly. Uncharted is a fantastic franchise. Maybe they did. But what do you mean, man? Like, it does. Like, sure, it's not open world. Uncharted's not open world. It's mission-based. But that's not the part I was comparing it to. It's the gameplay and the exploration. It was. I don't know. If you don't think so, that's your opinion. That's fine. Now, however, there are some amazing people like you that all around me. Fantastic, very well positive comments that I really appreciate the hell out of you guys. You have no idea how much those comments mean. Especially there were some comments out there that were negative. They didn't like the game. But they were understanding of my opinion on enjoying the game. And that's what gaming community is all about. The amount of times I've been called not a real gamer because I liked or didn't like something that the majority did. Bro, that doesn't stop me from being a gamer. It just means I didn't like what you liked. It doesn't change anything. You know how we can have this conversation and it still doesn't matter? Wild. Anyway, I know the people that have still watched till this far are the kinds of people that are gamers. They just want to know your opinion. They want to move on. In saying that, we are going to move on because we've spoken about the negative comments. We've spoken about the positive comments. The unjustified hate for this game simply because Ubisoft is the publisher / developer of this game doesn't make sense to me. To me, it's not justified. Like, if you watched the trailers and said, you know what, this game's not for me, it kind of looks a bit shit, I'm not into it. Okay, that's fine, man. That's cool. That's whatever. That's what trailers are for, is so you can experience these things. But if you jumped into the game, once again, nah, you know what? I didn't like it. I found it shit. Nah, it's not good. Okay, sweet. Justified. But if you're just hating on the game because Asmongold or whatever the frick his name is, who cares what other people say, man? Like, yes, I turned around and said, you were wrong. I knew this game was going to be good. Doesn't mean you have to listen to me. I'm just a guy on the internet, just talking about my opinions on the latest games. It's what I do on this channel. It's what I'm trying to grow. It's what I'm passionate about. But if you don't like something, you don't have to agree with me. My whole thing is games are getting so expensive nowadays that, yeah, you want to go out and kind of get an idea of what you think. That's why the last video was made as just my first 10 hours of gameplay. Because that tells you guys, if I go and pick up this game, and yes, it's expensive, am I going to have a good experience within the first 10 hours? That's what I'm here for. I have a full-time job. I get it, guys. Sometimes you don't have all the time in the world to play a game and you don't want to waste your time. Except, I stream, I make content, I have a little side thing that I would love to keep going, but I make this stuff for you guys to hopefully enjoy and hopefully get an understanding. In saying that, let's move on, shall we? Let's move on to Star Wars Outlaws. We have blabbed so much about pros, cons, comments, unjustified hate. Let's talk about the game, shall we? So Star Wars Outlaws, my absolute biggest comment I could say about this game is it perfect? No. But is it the most video gamey fun I've had in so long? Yeah, man. Like, I can boot up this game, jump into a mission, jump into a side quest, have my rapid fire blaster, and have such a good time. The Nyx takedowns are so good, man. You get Nyx to run out, he attacks an enemy, you run up behind him, and boom! Out like a light. Fantastic. I love Nyx. He's so good. He's a good boy. But Star Wars Outlaws, it's far from perfect. Far from perfect. So some of the negatives I do have is the graphics. There's moments, especially, I can guarantee if someone jumped in this game and you get it to a section when you get your open worlds, you have 3 planets to explore. Now, Tatooine is probably where everyone went first, because it's Tatooine. We all know Tatooine. I think it's the worst graphic world. So there's not a lot to see. It's an open desert, and even when you get into the nitty-gritty, get into the cantinas, it's just a little bit unpolished. Just a little bit. Tatooine's not that great. However, you go to the Frost Planet, I cannot remember what it's called, it's snow-based, but that is gorgeous. Every corner I turned, I was like, this is gorgeous. I love this place. I don't know why some places seem like they got a little bit more attention to detail and some didn't, but Tatooine especially, some of the graphics, especially when you are crawling through ducks and stuff, trying to be stealthy, just, it's a bit blurry, it's just not quite right. In saying that, the pro to the graphics is when you get into your open world and you see this vast landscape, especially there's a scene when you're zipping across the water on your speeder and you're like, this is just gorgeous. What Star Wars Outlaws does really well is their open spaces. Yes, sometimes it can be a bit bland, sometimes there's not a lot to see, but it is visually really nice. It's the details that really are the negative of the graphic design of Star Wars Outlaws. In saying that as well, let's just talk about some pros. Audio design, oh my god. I've been obsessed with the audio in this game for so long. When you enter a planet, it sounds amazing. Especially when you exit the game, the most badass audio soundtrack starts. It's like the theme for Star Wars Outlaws, and it's so good! The amount of times I end stream, I leave game, and I'm like, why is this going so hard? Oh my god! Sound design, fantastic. Blasters, TIE fighters, the whole shebang. It's spectacular. I loved it. I love sound design so much. On top of that's the gameplay. Yes, RVN VS. I am going to compare it to Uncharted because it bloody is. Look at this gameplay. Yes, it's like Uncharted. There's nothing wrong with that. The gameplay loop itself just hooks you in just right. The missions, the exploring, the stealth options. I don't care what anyone says. Stealth is hard in this game. Stealth is practically not an option sometimes. These stormtroopers spot you out like crazy. Yes, they spot you out like crazy, but they're stormtroopers. I swear to God, I can dodge anything. It's fantastic. But there's nothing wrong with that. Sometimes I feel like a one-man army, and I'm just like, this is awesome. Sometimes I get two-shot, and I'm like, I probably deserve that. I did something stupid. I feel like it's actually quite balanced. Like, it makes sense. Like, I don't need a game to be challenging. I don't need boss fights that take 6 attempts. Or I don't need a boss rush looking at you, Black Myth Wukong. But I need a game that's fun, entertaining, and I could just play. I can just enjoy it. It's Star Wars, damn it. This is my childhood. Of course I'm enjoying it. It's fantastic. It's basically Han Solo's daughter going rampage. It's freaking awesome. Once again, talking about the characters, they're great. K-Vess is fantastic. Nyx is fantastic. The side characters, I thought they might be a little bit more involved than what they were, but they're not. But that's okay, because Kay's the main character, and she's spectacular. She's fantastic. Now, that was way too much positive. I know what you're thinking. You're like, okay, he's glazing. He's glazing the game. Anyway, I'm expecting those comments. That's what I'm going to get. But negatively, the story. Okay, the story is not the greatest. It's a bit flat. There's probably times it could have really ramped up and really gotten into things, but it didn't. I know a lot of people were expecting lightsabers, Jedi, Sith, all that kind of stuff, but this isn't that game. It's basically a bank heist. The whole game is basically a bank heist. You know that if you're watching this video, you know that episode of Rick and Morty when they get that bank heist crew together and they go, "You son of a bitch, I'm in." Edit that. That's exactly what the entire game is about. About 15 to 20 hours of getting the crew together, bank heist. Of course, there's things in between. Something happens with Nyx and it's awful. Man, that was intense. Anyway, things happen with your side characters, and of course, you have to help out people along the way, but essentially, it's a bank heist to heist a bank that in the start of the game you already tried to heist. That's kind of it. that's where I kind of agree with people. Yes, the story probably could have been a bit better, but for what I got, I'm really entertained. I'm really entertained. I had a fantastic time. I will most likely go back and play some side quests and side missions that I didn't get around to doing and just jump on my speeder and have fun, man. That's it. That is it. In saying that, with Star Wars Outlaws, I think it's fantastic, man. It's not perfect, no. But if you want me to give it something, I would say it is absolutely a solid 8 out of 10. It's not perfect, but my God, you're going to have a lot of fun. If you haven't given it a go, please give it a go. If you're worried about the pricing, get the standard edition. It's no more expensive than every other game out there. Just get the standard edition. You don't need the extra mission or extra coat. It doesn't matter. Just try the game. If you try the game with an open mind, don't just open the game expecting to shit on it. Just enjoy it. You're going to have such a good time. I promise you, you will have such a good time. Anyway guys, Star Wars Outlaws, I really wanted to make this video to address the previous comments in the last video, because, yeah, wow, like, I'm so glad that video did well. I'm really happy, and thank you guys so much for watching that video. But this video, I just wanted to address that. I finished Star Wars Outlaws. I had such a good time, and I don't know, I probably will put this on my top 10 games of this year. Look out for that video, by the way. But of course, if you like this, hit the like button, hit subscribe, please. We're trying to hit 2K by the end of the year. That is the goal. And of course, comment down below. Have you played Star Wars Outlaws? Will you play Star Wars Outlaws? Let me know what you think about it. Positive, negative, I don't care, guys. Throw it my way. And finally, if you did like this video, make sure you check out the Black Myth Wukong. I was done after 10 hours of Black Myth Wukong. I do need to revisit it. I get it. There's been a lot of comments saying that I didn't give it enough time. Fair enough. That's on me. I played it for 10 hours. I'll play it for a little bit longer. Let's see if I enjoy it. But for now, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one. See you later.